Alaikum everyone, welcome back to Exclusive Modest. Hope you have a wonderful day. Today's episode is going to be on how to cut a dress using this two fabric. It has an half cut and that part is a flare. At the upper part of the half cut, it has a cut, it has a yoke, and we'll be cutting the yoke with this. Then a cut from the yoke to the half cut, that's what we'll be using. So I'll be using this damask material to cut it out. So if you're using iron measurement, you're going to make use of 3.5 yards of this fabric, then you're making use of 1 yard of this fabric. So I'll be cutting it the pattern before placing it on the fabric to cut it out. That is the upper part. So this is folding of the half cut. Then I'll be folding out 8.5 inches. This is the seam allowance, the half cut. The arch half cut is 10 inches. Then it has a band of 1.5 inches. So that's what I'll be adding to it to make it 10 inches. So cutting out 8.5 inches first. Then I'll be taking my necessary measurement. The measurement I'm using here for the shoulder is 5 inches. 5 inches, you can see. Then I'll make it a shoulder slant of 1 inch. So after this, the next thing I'll be taking is the arm measurement of 5 inches also. You can see the bust measurement of 5.5 inches. With the same allowance of 1.5 inches. I'll be dividing the armhole into two to give me 2.5 inches. This is my 2.5 inches. You can see. Then I'll be coming in with half inch here, half inch here too. So it's 1 inch, half inch here too. Then from here, I'll be using an armhole cut to connect them together. So after sketching it out this way, the next thing to take is the waist measurement of 5 inches. That's 5 in 4 places to give us 20. With the same allowance of 2 inches. You can see. Then I'll be connecting them together. Then after this now, I can now cut it out. So this is now the half cut. But here, it's from here that I'm going to take my shape of the half cut. So I'm going to take a measurement of 6 inches. You know, what we took out was 8.5 inches. Minus 6 inches, that is 2.5 inches from here. 2.5 inches. Then from here, I'm going to make a stretch to this line like this. You can see it, to bring out the shape of the half cut. Then I cannot cut it out. Like this. So when you open it, this is what it's going to give you, like it is on the picture. You can see. You can see. So the next thing to cut now is the yoke. So you're going to complete the yoke now. This is another half cut of the same measurement. You can see it. So this is where we're going to deduct our yoke. The yoke is going to be at the armhole level, like this. You can see I'm cutting it at the armhole. This is where the yoke is going to be. So if I'm placing this on the fabric, I'm going to add ½ inch to it for the seam allowance. So after getting this, so after that, you're going to open your yoke this way. I told you, make sure you add your ½ inch to it for the seam allowance. Then you're going to open this one also. Then you're going to place it on your yoke to make a complete half cut, like this. So you cannot see the shape now. You can see how the shape turns out, the shape of the half cut. So this is where to deduct your neckline. So if you like, you can cut it out this way. If you know, you can join it perfectly. You can cut it out. You can cut the shape out like this. So after cutting this area out, then you join your half cut to the half length. And you can as well place it on it this way. Then you come to the one side there to cut this excess out. You can see when you come to the one side here, after joining it, you come to the excess you come to the one side, then you reduce the length of the yoke. But you've gotten the shape of the yoke at the front here. You can see now. You can see how beautiful this is. So the next thing to take now is to cut the neckline. So the neckline I will be taking here is 2 inches for the roundness of the neck. 2 inches. Then the deepness is going to be 2 inches as well. Then I'm going to connect them together. After connecting them together like this, the next thing is to cut it out. You can see this is on the front neckline. So is this particular one I'm going to place on a fabric, then I'm going to leave my zip allowance, then cut out the back. So the same thing applicable to this other one too. So we are done with this. I'll be cutting out a straight cut now. So this is what I'm going to join for the flare. So the first thing you're going to do is to fold your fabric into 4. You can see this is into 4, because what I'm cutting out is a full flare. It's quite different from triangle flare. This is a full flare. When you're folding your fabric into 4 equally, you can see it. You can see this is a full flare. It's quite different from when you're folding your fabric like this. This is a triangle flare and this is half flare. When you're cutting this one in 2 places, maybe you're cutting for the front separately, you're cutting for the back separately, when you now stitch them together, it's going to give you full flare. And if you want to get that for an adult, that means you are going to use 6 yards of any fabric to cut out the down part. But if you are cutting a single flare, which is triangle flare, for a higher measurement, you're going to use 3 yards. So this is the full flare. If you are cutting out a full flare for higher measurement of waist, let me say 27, 28, 30, that means you're not going to cut it. You're not going to fold your fabric into 4 like this and get the measurement. You're going to fold it in a triangle flare twice, cutting the back first, cutting the second, cut the front also, then join them together to give you a complete full flare. But since I'm cutting for a lower measurement, that is why I can be able to cut my full flare once like this and get the length, the desired length that I want. So this is the upper measurement of the waist, which is 5 inches, you can see. So I'll be adding a zip allowance to it by coming down to by adding 0.25 to it. So the length of the skirt is going to be 20 inches with the seam allowance. I'll be cutting it out. So you can see the full flare does not have joining here. We're still going to divide it. If you're cutting out half flare, it's going to have join, that is triangle flare. So this is not the flare now. So you can see. So this is the down part. So this is after cutting it on the fabric. You can see. This is the yoke. You can see it. I told you that you should add ½ inch to it for the sewing allowance, and that is what I've done here. So this is the back. The back does not have yoke, and if you want the back also to have a yoke, you can cut it the way I cut out the front. So but this is the back. My own back here does not have a yoke. This is the band of 5 inches. After folding it into 2, is going to give me 2.5 inches. I'll be using ½ inch for the seam allowance at the upper part to join to the waist. Then I'll be using another ½ inch to join to the flare at the lower part of the band here. So what I'll be left with is 1.5 inches that I needed. You know, we cut out 8.5 inches for the half cut. 8.5 inches plus 1.5 inches will give us 10 inches. That is for the half cut. You can see this particular one, the shape of the half cut that we cut out. I've cut it out on the fabric, you can see it. So if you check very well, you see that on this particular shape there is a skew, there is a pleat. There's a pleat around this. So that is why I cut out this straight one to make a pleat around here. So I'll be showing you all that by making a pleat around this particular one. Then the excess at the two sides, I'm going to cut it out by trimming out this particular shape back. Now the actual length of this is 6.5, you can see. Then the wideness is 19 inches. So by the time I use this to make a pleat around here, there will be an excess here, then I'm going to trim it out. You can see it now. So the next one is a straight sleeve. This is my sleeve here. On our previous tutorial, we showed how to cut a straight sleeve. You can as well watch that to know how to cut this straight sleeve that I've cut out here. You can see it, just a straight sleeve. So the next thing now is to go and join everything together. Then I'll be showing you. So this particular front, you can make it of a gum so to make it stand before pleating on it. You should okay, this particular front, you should join a gum straight to it to make it stand before you make any pleat on it. So this is after making a pleat with that long wide fabric around the half cut. You can see the back, you can see it. So the next thing now is to trim it out. So you can see now, this is now what we have here. So the next thing is to cut a facing to turn it in to make it neat. You can see before placing it on the yoke. So now I've cut out the facing. You can see, so this is the facing I'll be using to turn this in, just to give me neat edges. Welcome back. This is after joining everything together. This is the pleat at the chest. You can see it. You can see the shape now. So you can as well shift it down a little bit, because I'm cutting for a lower measurement. That is why this, before this thing can come out, it has to go up a little bit. So assuming you are cutting for bust 36, 37 to 44, so you can easily come down to this level and you will see the yoke that is going to show very well more than this. You can see this is the down part of a plate. You can see it. You can see how beautiful this turns out. These are the pleats at the chest area. You can see it. This is the straight sleeve. This is the two straight sleeve. We have come to the end of today's episode. For those people watching me for the first time, please, at the end of this tutorial, make sure you subscribe to my channel and also on your notification bell, so that whenever I upload any tutorial, you'll be notified. See you in my next class. Assalamu alaikum.